He is someone who does put the hours in, meticulously studies Counter-Strike. Not just the gym, he is Wedge, as he's there in the foreground of their picture, but big arms and big brains. He puts hours and hours into the demos and the research. He does those deathmatch kills for hours a day, and also just loves playing the game overall. He's a very happy-go-lucky guy, and he's lovely to speak to, so I can imagine he's someone who brings up the morale of a team by quite a bit.
Well, here we go. Pistol round underway, and the man himself has found a kill and been removed instantly by ZywOo, who's looking to try and find a little bit more. Peeking out a second already, but it will be NATO to find the trade. Keep it in that 3 versus 3, but look at the long flank already coming in from Apex. This position could be so valuable. It's only coming in through short. How have they not spotted Alex? There we go. He's finally going to get noticed, but it may be too little too late. Apex on the flank, RPK with 2, and Vitality with a pistol.
Crucial play there from ZywOo. 2 kills towards toilets from that A site. Made it look so effortless as well there, Tom.
That's what he does.
Exactly. But if he doesn't find those kills, it's a 3 versus 5 in favor of her. I say if he doesn't, as soon as always he does. The way your face is lit up then.
Yeah, it's like...
Either way, he was the difference maker in that round, as he always is. I believe he was the MVP Cologne.
Yeah, even
MVP of Cologne.
Yeah. It's a big task to win MVP when you don't win. So it really does sort of shine the light. But I don't think we really need to delve into how good ZywOo is, because I don't think there's a single person in the chat who doesn't know that already. So here we go. MBK going to try and take a little bit of aggression towards the connector. We've got the pistol force spy coming in, which is interesting because nowadays with the loss bonus, you normally see the T's actually save the cash and then they actually get themselves the AKs in the next round. So to see a force, there's clearly something planned for Heroic. Also, you'll notice the sniper in the form of the scout is actually in the form of S-Tag, and that's something I sort of spoke to NATO about, and he said that they have sort of switched roles. So at least for the last event, he was not AWPing anymore, which interesting, because you had Mertz removed for him. It seemed like a 1-for-1, AWPer for AWPer, and now he's not AWPing. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how he now slots into this team in a completely different role, and if S-Tag can step up to the mark, especially when you're against one of the best AWPers / best players in the world.
On a map like Overpass as well, which can be heavy AWP dueling. Speaking of ZywOo, the flashbang going to be coming in. We'll be blinding him momentarily. Blame F though. Entry frag onto Apex, but it's still ZywOo here towards the A bomb. Stuck with 1, a second as well as the bomb shall be dropped. The 3rd headshot as well as he's starting to line up so many of these players now coming from Heroic. Makes it 4. NATO Sapphics managed to be the final play here for the ace for ZywOo.
Are they going to let him go for it? That's the question. It's like, with a lot of players, you go for confidence-boosting plays. He doesn't need it. Definitely doesn't need it. And in fact, NATO's just going to go running into the blender, looking to try and do some last few seconds. Hits the first shot. RPK, if he can connect onto him, there's a chance, but he will put him down. Still, some damage done, but this was a full investment coming in from Heroic. It wasn't like this was one of those save rounds. And interestingly, NATO is the one with the extra cash for the AWP.
Speaking of S-Tag and now Wood in the AWP, typically S-Tag is Heroic's best player on Overpass, averaging 1.19 rating on that map during their events. Thank you, David, from production, for that amazing information. Something to feed to the viewers at home to add some context to this matchup. But yeah, 2-0 for Vitality, and ZywOo currently looking on form in his first game today.
Yeah, BK. Not going to buy a gun in this round, because they do know that this is going to be the eco, witnessing how much was invested into the last, so a chance for him to just make the extra cash, not invest too much. It does have some risk about it, especially considering the opponents on the other side, the majority at least, all with upgraded pistols. T's looking like they're going to try and just brute force their way into the site. And if they can get RPK, they have a chance of a bomb plant, but ZywOo already rotating in. It seems like the read is there from this CT side, and I think the information is going to be gathered very quickly. The flashbang, good. A second for RPK as well. And just looking to keep this one nice and clean. This is the money-making round for Vitality. As the T's, well, they've only got Deegs to play with.
New addition for Heroic. Is it Stav or Starvin? Starvin?
Stown.
Stown. Is that how it's pronounced in
that is the
Danish, excuse me.
Danish pronunciation.
I see. What are your thoughts on him so far? Any context, any backstory, the history? Do you know anything about him? Obviously,
yeah, he was in Fragsters, and they managed to achieve a fair bit at like the Star Series. Obviously, teammates of players like Refresh, who then went on to
Cloud9 stand-in.
Yeah, light up the server in other teams. But yeah, I think he's a young talent and someone that needs to have a close eye on him because I think he is going to light up the server along the way. But see what he can do here. Nothing. It will be RPK. Starting to pad those stats a little bit. But still, 2 kills, a little bit of damage done, still reducing the amount of money that Vitality are able to make. And are we now going to see that trusty AWP?
Should do. Obviously, MBK now has the money to drop it over, and he shall. ZywOo wielding the big green gun. As we go into the first buy round here on Overpass, round 4, 3-0 for Vitality. And now for ZywOo, going to be going for the pick towards middle from Party. Spots out one player, Esitag's got quite a tough ask here versus the AWP of ZywOo. But yeah, 5 versus 4 immediately, and this is the impact. We're talking about the MVP Cologne.
Yeah, luckily their secondary AWP has been a primary AWP in every other team that he's ever played in, so NATO retrieving that AWP is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. But yeah, that's not the start you want, and that is the impact we expect this man to have nigh on every single round. An opening pick in the first proper buy round from Heroic, and already fighting with a disadvantage.
Boost coming out here from NATO. Over the top, ZywOo spots it. Doesn't quite land the leg or the frag though onto NATO, so now ZywOo going to be falling back and probably going to be pressuring towards Toilets. Now they knows the AWP from Heroic is towards Long. And just as I say that, here he is now towards Banana and Toilets itself. Once that smoke fades, that's where that second kill of this AWP could come in.
Flashbang is good though. That's already going to be an opener back.
Wow, did they hear the scope there? Did he hear the scope through the smoke? I'm not sure. That was a very, very good play there coming out from Heroic. NBK trying to see if he can get the kill back in their favor, but it's NATO actually.
Yeah, the trade peek in, it was almost Freiburg going down, but they now have a man advantage. The problem is the time. 30 seconds left to make their move. The peek out from Apex, he's not going to connect, and Blame comes in with 2 back. Is left all onto RPK, and he's got a rotation still to come in before he's anywhere near that site, and Freiburg will execute him before he gets the chance. Heroic onto the board. Now Vitality's money, actually quite interesting. As said, they lost quite a few players over the last few. They invested extra money into an AWP, and now... what do you do here? Do you buy an AWP for ZywOo and just hope he wins the round?
It depends, because obviously you have to think of it from this point of view. If you buy the AWP here, fully invest, goes 3-2. If Heroic win it, then you eco 3-3. Then your money's in a pretty scuffed position going into round 7.
Kind of can't buy anywhere though. Like
exactly. So I think it's better to save this one.
Well, then, but can you buy next round either?
Yeah, I think you have to save twice actually, aren't you? Ooh, depends if they want to bring out the FAMASes.
I think that's why they've gone for the pause here. Like, take a moment, like...
discuss it.
Discuss what you're going to be doing. Obviously, we know that in this team, you've got sort of Alex calling for some of it. I think MBK chimes in other moments. And they do drop the AWP. Like, it's one of those things where it's like... a lot of the time, you question whether or not you solely rely on a player. But when he is this good, you can.
So, they have gone for the audacious buy. AWP in the hands of ZywOo currently. Pistols for 3 of the players there. 2 deagles for RPK and Alex. NBK on the 5-7. So how is he going to position the AWP in this one? I think if you're Heroic, you're not going to be expecting the AWP or the buy into round 5.
A few deagles. ZywOo actually opting to go for utility instead of getting the extra Kevlar.
It's very interesting, especially with how aggressive he's playing.
He's going for that peek into mid, but going to be smoked off, isolated into the Molotov as well, taking a fair bit of damage. Actually, MBK's getting owned by this Molotov. They managed to section off the 2 players, and he's the one that takes the brunt for it. Good utility usage from Heroic. I doubt they expect that much has been done, though, off a singular Molotov.
No HP, as you said, from MBK, standing the flames there towards Toilets. Falling back now towards the A site as Vitality gamble stack 3 players towards B. Makes sense when you're down in terms of firepower against the AKs and the SGs coming out from Heroic. Take that risk, and that risk right now being 3 players towards B. However, with the cacophony of smokes and noise and ruckus all going towards the A site, seems like Apex is rotating.
Yeah, in fact, there's going to be a fair bit of rotation. MBK is starting to make his way through. There's a flashbang, but he is caught by Esitag, and well, ZywOo's now left to defend, but again, the clock's starting to get low, 25 seconds, and he's already going to find himself the opener. He's got to be careful because there is a push coming in from long, and actually that will be his punishment as NATO's able to take him down, but the clock really is ticking. An important kill, Alex only able to find one, and this should mean the bomb is planted as again, RPK, the last to rotate in, and then a 1v3.
Deagle in hand, no diffuse kit, whole utility to work with. NATO Safix, again another crisp shot from him. 2 in that round, very crucial kills as well. The entry towards the A site and then following forward as well towards truck. So 3-2 now going forward. Vitality took the risk to go for the investment into round 5, and this is the issue that we're talking about. If they lost that one, then it's the 3-3, and going into the next round as well, their buy won't be looking too promising either. So might actually see a 5-rifle setup come out from Vitality in the next buy round.
Well, yeah, they'll have to, unless like ZywOo gets like 3 kills or somebody does, or there's a knife. So they're very likely that we are going to see just the rifles, but it's not really that much of a detriment for them at least. And again, it's Blame to kick things off. He's done an important role, not only of calling for this team, but he seems to play entry quite often as well, which is a lot of pressure. We talk about people who sort of AWP and call, but entering and calling, I feel, is just as difficult. Although I guess if you fail, you now just call.
So, players now making their way towards the A site from Vitality. Heroic still playing the slow and steady race into this round. No reason to take risks when you're going to be anticipating pistols after the force buy in the last round. Blame F though on his own. Entry fragger by name, entry fragger by nature. He's just trying to sniff around here in toilets and see if he can get a whiff of anyone. Freiburg going to be the one to open it up though.
Yeah, this will be an easy cleanup. Down also making some additional cash for the squad, and Heroic off to a good start on this T side. It's always good to see that they haven't just allowed for that sheer domination that can come out from Vitality. Like, we've seen plenty of examples of them being a team with no respect. And I think a lot of people were very unhappy with that, about what happened recently at MDL. But hey, they got the job done. They qualified for Pro League. That is the main goal of many teams within Europe, especially at the moment. I suppose within NA as well.
Anywhere, really. Anywhere at all. So 1-1-3 coming out from Heroic. 1 player towards A, 1 player towards Connector 3 outside Monster. Taking strong control towards B short. But actually, not straight away. That is strange. Typically, when you send 3 towards there, obviously one of the players flashes for the 2 towards the sewer tunnel. You take B short control, you leave a player there. You take Connector control, you rotate up through Connector towards toilets. You take A control, you basically take control of the whole map, and then you make a mid-round decision. However, Vitality playing so aggressive, there's been no space to take over.
Yeah, they didn't have the utility to really sit back. Oh, MBK. Did they spot anything there? They're being very patient, but not really knowing too much. And actually, the flashbang comes out, leaves MBK in a little bit of a spot. With 4 HP, NATO will get that trade for nothing. But again, this is the problem. Their rounds have been so ridiculously slow based off, a lot of the time, their map control taking. So it's going to take them a lot longer this time just because they've got to clear so many different angles. Getting down to that sort of 40-second marker, and ZywOo's still in an aggressive position around this smoke. A boost, fairly risky because it is going to begin to fade, and Alex does some damage, but going to take it back in return as well. But again, 30 seconds left as they now look to try and make their move towards this A site. It's worked before, but are they going to get caught? They will! ZywOo with 3 aggressive picks and leaves them in trouble. It will be the cleanup as Apex gets a double himself, and that's the things this man can do. As he will explode into the server, steal an AWP as well, and that'll be a 4th on the board for Vitality.
It's all going so well there for Heroic. They played it slow. They played the patient game. They take out MBK early towards the T stairs. And with the 4 versus 5, they thought they could simply just execute towards A, from long, from middle. Instead, though, there's a player that goes by the name of ZywOo that had other means to make it necessary. 4-3 now, as Team Vitality take another round here. This matchup, though, being far more entertaining than the last one, Tom.
Yeah, well, what we expect? Oh my goodness. I didn't expect that. Yeah. I was talking about what we expected from this match, but that is not one of the things. He's brought a few of those things over from the NDL matches, the XM being one of them.
Just trying to show that it wasn't BM.
It's like, oh, this isn't BM. I'm just sick with the shotguns. And honestly, that's one of my favorite things I think I've seen all year. Just MBK, aggressive with an XM, so much money made. And even if you're heroic here, you're just like, oh, there's so many words I'd want to say that I'm not allowed to because we're on broadcast.
PG-13.
That is definitely what they're thinking right now.
5 versus 2, Tag and Freiburg in this situation. In terms of cash, I mean, AMF could potentially buy up into the next round.
That's the thing, do you just save here?
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to work out in my head.
long...
Should they save or should they not? I think the save would probably be the best option, especially with 35 seconds left. The bomb in such an awkward scenario, but the orb's going to be taken out of hand as MBK makes it 4. And this one's still just as audacious as those shotguns.
Oh. Is he going to be able to get the ace? Yes, he is. A sick round from MBK. The natural born killer. You spoke about name and nature.
Oh, yeah.
And that is definitely there for him. 5-3. And well, now the money's ruined. Not for MBK, but for Heroic.
Especially for MBK as well. 5 kills in the last round with the ace. And look at this.
Is that the only 5 kills?
Yeah, I was about to say, he's only had 5 kills so far. Actually lost 4 out of 4 duels so far in this game. So definitely a good round to hopefully be the start of something new.
Yeah, that's one way to turn it around.
It is. We were not expecting the players to run through the Molotov there. They were before it. But on pistols, can't quite take advantage of the poor positioning there from ZywOo. Or maybe they can, as MBK is caught in the middle there with the SG.
Yeah, some aggressive positions being taken once again. They do have to be a little bit careful, but as you mentioned, up against pistols, it's going to be more about keeping the economy honest of this CT side. And that's an opportunity for Blame. He's going to take it as well. There's a few low players now. This is starting to get a little bit dicey for the CT side. Even if you do go on to then win this round, you're still looking at it going, okay, we need to make sure that we're not losing too many guns. And I think that was something that Alex actually mentioned in the interview, is like anti-eco rounds. We need to be a little bit cleaner with these. And it's not looking like that's fixed just yet.
Oh, potentially. MBK's low, though, 13 HP. Tag is 2. Alex, though, pushing in, trying to make this one an easier affair here for Vitality and seal the deal. Boost coming up from NATO, not quite able to take advantage of that off angle there towards the default site, although MBK was getting dangerously close there to that peak. Alex, Molotov goes in, trying to see if we force out peak towards Banana, exactly where ZywOo is holding.
Again, the clock ticks low. Nade. Oh, it could be enough. Actually, no. NATO's going to find the kill. A missed shot from ZywOo as well. Gives them some space to play with, but MBK is still going. However, he falls as well. Back into this 2 versus 2. They need to get on towards the sights. Down hits the shot, and now it's left onto ZywOo. That's the tag looking to try and plant the bomb. Peeks out, and ZywOo will just hold on. Anti-ecos definitely need some work, because that was way too close for comfort.
14 kills, 4 deaths currently for ZywOo, only 10 rounds. Well, 10 rounds in, only 9 rounds being played. So, of course, big performance has to be expected from him. Heroic still on 3 rounds there, but they have enough cash in the bank to buy. And with that buy, we're going to be seeing 2 SGs and 3 AKs. How do you feel about the SG now after the nerf?
Was the SG been nerfed or the AUG?
Was it just the AUG?
Yeah, I think it was just the AUG. No, everybody seems to still stick with the SG who was using it before. It's, the AUG has pretty much fallen completely flat when it comes to people using it. I think it was one of the lowest used guns at the previous event.
Alex, HE grenade towards the door of Connector. That's really good team play there to allow MBK to try and spot out the tiptoes of Freiburg, as he may actually just walk into the crosshair of MBK. So close there, getting spotted, but instead, Stown goes down. Blame FA able to find the frag onto Alex there towards B short, so maybe the B site should be the way, or the A site, excuse me, should be the way they go. But ZywOo, still here towards Connector. Hasn't seen anyone go up towards the toilet or party position as of yet, but they could have gone towards long, towards the A site, and that's the issue right now for Vitality. Could they have gone towards A through long?
I think ZywOo may have just got enough information there. The problem is timing. And they're going to start going down the connector. He's got to be careful that they are just around his angle. If they can clear him out, they have free roam of this B site. It's still gets a kill. I don't know how, but that is the B site now open. The rotation going to start coming back from both players, in fact. They're going to try and stack this up. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time we've actually seen them go B. Like, this has just been all A-centric for the guys at Heroic. We'll see if this is going to be the change, if this is the success. As now we have RPK and Apex both here again. 20 seconds left on the clock. RPK, the tank kicked things off, and he has to do it all, and he does as well. 3 kills for RPK. I think he might still have it. I think he's still good.
Still good indeed. Nearly the 1 versus 3 there, 7-3 now. 4-round advantage for Vitality on their CT side of Overpass. Now in terms of cash, doesn't look too good here for Heroic. $3,000 across the board in terms of their round loss bonus. Yeah, tactical timeout going to be coming from Vitality though. Maybe just try and work out the best way to do the, let's say the throws then, as if they're commentators. Do the drops of their weapons. Not sure if Zywoo wants to go for a glass cannon, AWP versus pistols.
To be honest, like...
He probably would.
Well, we've got Statman David coming in again, and he has said that in big events in 2019, statistically, Zywoo is the best player on Overpass. That's a pretty big stat.
That's a big boy stat.
So, yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, sure, probably having an AWP in this round is not the biggest thing, but he is just destroying people at the moment. And, well, 7-3, that round it was all about the tank. XM's going to come in. I love to see it. It is one of my favorite guns just in the game. Sound of it, it's just fantastic. And I'm hoping that we're going to see a little bit more style coming out from MBK as well in this round. But, well, in this round, what we do have, a little bit of a nade stack. Unfortunately, nobody there. So it won't cause anything, and Alex just waiting patiently on short will be able to net the opener. They are going to try going back in towards this B site once again, and to be honest, if it wasn't for the hero play coming out from RPK in the last round, it probably would have been a success, considering they haven't been there much throughout this map so far.
5 versus 3. As you said, they're trying to go for the nade stack towards the boost there, but didn't work out in their favor, but nice try. We saw the nades work out for Nifty. Back on Mirage in the last best of 3. Freiberg can't quite make the jump there, made the noise as well, so if he jumps up now, surely someone would have heard that, especially Alex there in the center of the site. I believe he has. But Apex there to take the duel. It's RPK though actually to find that kill. So 2 versus 5 now, 50 seconds remaining. Should just be a cleanup here for Vitality. And in terms of recent form, they've strung together a few rounds.
Yeah, there were a lot of close rounds at the beginning, but they seem to come out on top of a lot of them. And although they're not building up a huge amount of economy as they go, if they start to, then there'll be some real trouble coming in for Heroic. As this round is looking pretty damn clean. BK will get another one. Even a little bit of a BM thrown in there as well, as you do. 8-3. And well, now we get the buyback in. Esatag, he's had that up a few times, but we're yet to really see too much impact come out of it, if any.
Yeah, from Esatag. Obviously, the first time he had it, unluckily got shot by Zywoo.
2 seconds.
While blind. But on the T side, AWPing Overpass really is just to set up your team, essentially. In terms of picks that he could go for, if he's going to try and challenge Zywoo, we've seen Zywoo play heavily towards the party pick or towards the back of long. This time he has the M4 playing the off angle there towards the tree, hoping that MBK with a shotgun can be a loud enough distraction.
Yeah, this is pretty audacious, playing a shotgun towards long, but he has been able to get close. It won't matter though, as the first pick comes in for Stown. In towards the connector. We are actually going to see a little bit of a creep towards long coming out from NATO, so it sort of puts shivers down my spine just watching him sit there, just waiting to ruin someone's day. I suppose if the flashbangs are good, I imagine they have Zywoo playing some sort of anti-flash though, just in case.
Oh, of course, you'd hope so, but actually he did just peek up, so the flashbang would hit him. But lots of noise being made towards party from a few of the players here from Heroic. The AWP face coming in from Esatag, not really going to work in his favor. Alex as well towards B short. Gets the exchange onto NATO, and just like that, it's all down to Stown and Blame F. 2 versus 2, 40 seconds remaining on the clock. The A site currently vacant, but RPK has made his rotation over towards A. Smoke going out towards the edge of long, and this denies the information for Vitality and leaves it down to a guessing game, Tom. Are they towards A or are they towards B? It seems like Vitality have gone for the split approach. One towards A, that's RPK, and then Alex towards B. So I imagine they just wait for wherever Heroic choose to go, group up together as a two-man unit and try and go for the two-man retake.
Yeah, RPK playing very passively indeed. In the last few seconds, the bomb is going to go down. It looks like they're going to try and maybe challenge in towards the bank, just based off the position. But in fact, I'm going to take the play towards long. So both players rotating in from the angle. They actually have the bomb somewhat planted for them. If they can clear out Stown on these close positions, but they don't expect him to be there. And that'll be the first. Is left onto RPK again to try and clutch this one out. Peeks in, finds the first, and has to try and work out where Blame is. He gets it right, and it's close. But Blame will win the clutch this time, and it is a 4th round on the board for the Danes.
8-4, only one player surviving though, that being Blame F in the 1 versus RPK. And again, it boils down to the cash, Tom. How much have they got to work with? S-Attack may just have to be deducted down to a Galil, unless they have dropped him an AK. Scout, actually. Wow, I'm not sure what I prefer, the Scout over the Galil there in that situation.
He is the guy sniping, so I can
it's true, but
understand it.
I guess hopefully he can prove me wrong. It depends as well on the strat that was called, but it seems like they want to stay towards their default and have that scoped weapon, as you said. So, big round here for Vitality if they can win it, reset the money back down to, what, $2,100 and force it back onto a pistol round. Then you could be seeing a 10-4 scoreline. And that's where things could really go in the French side's favor. Stand up close versus MBK. Connect is a big position to have here, so this is an important duel.
And this time MBK is going to win it. Stown has done some good work over into the connector, but this time falling. And it's a crunch round for both teams. In fact, the amount of damage that's been done by Heroic does leave Vitality also with some limitations in their economy. So if Heroic can steal this round away, there's a chance. And MBK goes peeking, and he's going to be punished for it. However, Zai was there with the AWP to keep that man advantage alive. The bomb's dropped, and oh, Apex, this is just cruel. He's going to go peeking in from behind. NATO expects it as well, though. Maybe he should be sticking with the rifle. He's been doing well with it in this match at least. And brings it into a 3 versus 3. No opportunity for a trade at all in that one. And Blame, the entry fragger extraordinaire, this time will be put down by the tank.
And with that, now the man advantage for Vitality. 30 seconds remaining here as the bomb is making its way towards A long. Freiburg as well there towards Banana, of course. He would be. Smoke's running in now towards the A side. Now Vitality know exactly where Heroic are trying to make their end game. So with the angle, no flashbang coming out, it seems, from Heroic, but he manages to bait out the shot with the shoulder, but Zaiwu gets it, goes for the second as well and finds it onto Freiburg. 9-4, and Heroic back down to pistols here potentially. And this could be, well, I was going to say the beginning of a great half here for Vitality, but already they're at 9.
Yeah, they're already at what they'd at least want to be getting on the board, and look at what's going to be invested. They're actually going to invest a fair bit into this one. Freiburg going to go a bit lower than the rest of the team as a catalyst rifle, although hasn't really been able to achieve so much in this matchup thus far, but this will be one hell of a round to kick things off. MBK, no surprise, going to be looking to make the money for the squad and get that extra utility on board as well.
Just going to be Zaiwu now left alone towards toilets on that A site. Apex playing rotate towards Heaven. You know, obviously tell Vitality put a lot of confidence and stock inside him, but NATO Suffix taken out the equation already. Freiburg, then you play with a rifle though, SG at that, as he is trying his way and his luck towards the B bomb site. 3 players from Vitality stacked up to, I say stacked up, literally stacked up on top of each other as they are doing the 3-man boost. But the thing is, Freiburg and S-Attack have already made their way up through the monster tunnel.
Yeah, they've got to be careful, though. The CTs are definitely aware they gave up this position. There is Freiburg able to pick off the first. A little bit of nade damage, and a second one for Freiburg as well. I said this would be one good round to step up, and that's exactly what's happened. Freiburg with 4 kills in this round. The one rifle takes them over the board, and that'll be a 5th round for Heroic.
There you have it, Vitality going for the 3-man boost towards B Shore. As soon as I said Essetag there. As soon as one of the players from Vitality jumped off of the boost, you saw Freiburg and Essetag suddenly started pushing even further through the Monster Tunnel. They realized they're playing heavy towards B Shore. They knew that they wouldn't have expected them there so close towards the Monster Tunnel on that B-bomb site. And catching 2 of the players off guard was Freiburg. And again, those remaining 2 as well. Lovely shots there through the edge of the smoke and towards heaven. 9-5 now. Just like most people's day jobs, as we go into round number 15.
Yeah, and this is the worst buy we've probably seen from Vitality all the way through this map so far. So just going to be some pistols. Not always a detriment for the French teams, as we've seen throughout Counter-Strike history. Their pistol play, some of the best. But you've got to hope for Heroic's sake they're able to keep this fairly close. Keep that 9-6. We mentioned earlier that the last couple of games they've played against this Vitality squad, 16-13, 16-14 on this map, so.
Yeah, it was the last time Heroic did face Vitality. Vitality won that one 16-13 back at ESL1 Cologne. Goes to show how close and evenly matched these 2 teams are on Overpass. Not sure if the same can be said on the maps following on Nuke and Dust 2. MBK trying to make it 2 for 2 there with the Deagle. But it is going to be 4 pistols versus 4 rifles from Heroic. Vitality are stacking towards the A side. It seems likely that's where Heroic will eventually conclude.
Yeah, it's been their favoured for the majority of rounds. We've only seen 1 or 2 rounds where they've actually faced in towards this B site, so Vitality have made the read, and no surprise, they've got it spot on. Zai, we're going to be ready and catches Essetag, and he had the bomb as well. So that's definite information that they're going to be here. The crossfire there for Alex to now pick off 1 more, and the clock starts ticking as well, but it may not be needed. Freiburg has to do everything, and he's giving it a good go, but it isn't quite going to be enough. The pistols are enough for Vitality, as they will take themselves double digits, and we will take ourselves a break. A 10-5 half that ended with a 4-spy victory for Vitality. Now looking to try and take that pistol on the T side and run home with another match of Overpass. As said, it's been one that's close, but they always seem to take the victory. Then they head into Nuke, which is one that we are more expecting to be in their ball court, but we will see if Heroic can look to turn this back now and give themselves a lifeline in what is, well, the toughest match of this initial series, of course. So we're going to look into what they're going to be able to do on this CT side pistol. An aggressive start from the teaser, just going to go running in. ZywOo looking to lead the charge, and NATO caught completely off guard and blind as well. Stown tries his best, but MBK will dominate him as well. And what almost looks like a little bit of a fake, considering how far back the bomb is, has just turned into what the round is now. It's like, oh, you killed everyone. I guess we'll just go B.
Well, let's see then. Blame F in a 1 versus 4. The rest of his teammates slaughtered there towards the B site in that rush. Now it's really just here. How many kills can he get? How many more times can he multiply $300? Maybe 1. There you go. So that's enough for a smoke grenade maybe, or a little something into the next round. But now they know exactly where he is. They can just hunt him like vultures. He hasn't got a kit, but I'm not sure if Vitality would realize that just yet. Oh, nearly had the lineup there onto Apex's dome. But yeah, 11-5, Vitality looking strong there in that rush towards B short. But yeah, as you said, it looked like a bit of a fake there with how lost the bomb seemed in connector.
Yeah, it seemed like they were just waiting for what actually happened in this entry. And I do like the fact that towards the end of the round, that MBK, low HP, decides to be the one to peek and then leaves his healthy teammates back to defend. But again, we're going to see the force buy-in. A lot more common on the CT side, as getting a full buy into the 3rd round leaves you with utility missing and unlikely chance for an AWP. But they do have 2 scouts into this one. And I'm always a fan of double scouts. I think in these 2nd round force buys, as many scouts as you can get makes it more exciting.
2 scouts, as you said, onto S-Tag and Blame F. Not going to be NATO suffix with that one. Still so strange to see S-Tag on the sniper instead of NATO. But 4 players here for Vitality coming towards the A site. If the viewers at home are watching the interview before the game started, Alex did mention how much Vitality struggle against the pistols, especially when they do force behind it.
Yeah, we saw it earlier with ZywOo having to win a 1 versus 2 on low HP when it was just a Deagle investment. So it's been proven, it's been shown, and there was the round as well where Freiburg was a solo rifle and everyone else had pistols, which they managed to win. So, like, yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the only real weaknesses we've seen out from this team in the rifle rounds. They've been fantastic. So if they can iron out that problem, then they really are looking to challenge for the #1 team in the world.
Let's see then. Freiburg up close to his death as he goes 6 feet under and towards toilets. Well, it's S-Tag with the scout. Quickly exchanged though by Apex and Alex towards the A-bomb site. NATO now maybe going to try and deny the bomb plant. Obviously, RPK, Alex are both low HP, so that's CZ with that rapid fire. Could do some damage here. 20 seconds remaining. Now it's just down to NATO, as he will just be spammed through the smoke. 12-5 now going into round number 18, and it's going to be the Eco coming in from Heroic, so it should be that 13-5, 8-round deficit for Heroic going forward. Not really the scoreline they're looking for, especially when the last time they played, it was 16-13 on this map.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, though, when you're like 10-5 half going into your CT half. It's like, okay, we win the pistol, and it's not that bad. You lose the pistol, this happens, it is quite bad. You're now far enough down that you're in quite a bit of trouble, and, well, it shows how valuable these pistol rounds really are. Although saying that, we saw from Envy earlier that they weren't that valuable.
What, the pistols?
Yeah, when you're against the best team in the world.
Yeah, I think we had the nifty near, ace with the PT50. Apart from that, it was fairly lackluster. But then again, we spoke for many minutes and many hours at that point about the situation at hand between Liquid and Envious.
Well, no, what I meant was they won 3 out of 4 pistols.
Oh, I thought you meant the eco.
No.
I thought you meant the ecos. You see, you lost me on that one. You see, pistols is quite a broad term.
You are correct. Pistol rounds.
Pistol rounds. Yeah, there you go. So.
Stack A, they went B. Your luck's kind of out when that happens, but 50-50 gamble.
I wouldn't see you as a gambling kind of man.
Nah, it's not really for me. Maybe opening a few cases here and there, but that's not really gambling. That's just throwing money away. I suppose for some people that is what gambling is, but...
Off that dark topic. On to what's actually happening on our screens. 13-5. As Vitality now 3 away from closing this first map out. The next one will be Nuke. And I think Vitality should be sealing the deal on that one as well. So it's looking very, very much that Vitality are on form, as they said in the interview as well. Now that the Grand Slam has, restarted, they're trying to see if they can try and take the next one by becoming the best team in the world.
Yeah, I think even just getting like the tournament victories under their belt is going to be something that they want to start doing on a more regular basis against some of the top opposition. I think like challenging versus teams like Liquid, who are the favorites in this tournament, is always going to be important.
So, immediately Apex going to be aided by his teammates with the flashbangs, etc., towards B short. As the backup as well of MBK in towards Connector, as no one from Heroic's going to be there towards that vicinity of the map just yet, playing very passive here towards the sites. This gives them so much open ground here towards Connector and towards Party. Take over to control towards Toilets. Orc coming out for Freiburg towards the CT spawn currently. And then the other Orc as well towards that B-bomb site. So Orc from S-Attack here towards A long. May see some action very shortly as RPK gets close to the corner.
Yeah, this is one of those rounds where there's sort of a bonus being thrown in by Vitality, which only really happens when you do see these teams sort of saving up money, but a lot of utility already gone for the opposing side. Tag missing the shot again. We're still yet to see anything from his AWP in this matchup, and well, it now goes into the opposing hands. I imagine at some point it may end up in the hands of ZywOo, but with only 30 seconds left, they're also going to start to get their move on, get their push going in towards the site. They've got to be wary of Blame, but, well, he's gone, and so is Freiburg. And the defense falls away as it's left onto the remaining two players, and I think it looks like NATO's already fallen into a save. Stown may have to do the same. And, well, 14-5. Again, we've mentioned it many times. The last two times they played this map, very close. This time, not so much.
Some exit frags here for Heroic. They're going to be swapping out the M4 for the AK. Apart from that, it's down as well. Gets a drop onto Apex, so Vitality here is worth risking it. They have, what, $8,000 there for Alex. Thousands of dollars across the board for their teams. They can go for the risk. Obviously, the risk versus reward is very much in favor of Vitality there if they can get their kills onto the remaining saving players with their AKs. But that will be at 14-5 here, Tom. Not too sure how much longer this game will go on for, as Heroic are struggling here at Chicago.
Yeah, that was a bonus round as well for Vitality. So, like, they were willing to throw away, say, the two UMP players that they basically had, and they ended up with an AWP in return. So definitely not a bad run from them at all. And yeah, the CT side, it doesn't really seem like it got going. It's one of those problems where you have like a 10-5 half, not that bad. Then you lose the pistol round, and then you only really get like 1 or 2 proper buys before you're out of the match. So you never really get to see what Heroic could have had on offer. Like, this is their second buy, and it has a Mag 7 in it, and no AWP.
3 players towards A from Heroic. Freiburg there towards Connector. Speaking of his name, Alex does go down. So 4 versus 5 early. Heroic putting a lot of stock here towards the A site, really expecting Vitality to make that move. But so far on the defaults, they have been sending 3 here early on. Usually Apex alone towards B short. But this time then, RPK finds one, nearly the second as well onto NATO Safix, but the smoke there towards Connect is going to deny NBK from going through it and trying to get that trade frag onto NATO. In the meantime, though, Tom, I was going to say Apex has made his way out towards B, but Freiburg again silences any chance of an upset happening towards that site.
Ooh, oh, Freiburg even going to take that one as well. I think saving S-Tag, if anything. And now ZywOo, well, speaking of saving, that might have to be the option here. Still a long time left on the clock, which definitely isn't ideal. And in fact, he's just going to throw the AWP out of the map and go for some damage, which, considering how much money they have, that's actually not a bad position for him.
Exactly, they can still afford it in the next round, and Heroic can't. Has an AK though, at least. So can do some economic damage. As he is slowly making his way towards B short. 15 seconds remaining. Don't think he's here for the round win, but if you can try and take 1 or 2 weapons out of the hands of the CTs, that would be just enough. That's one. Tag is low, remember, but the headshot there with the Mag 7 is enough to silence Iwu for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, give him the time to rebuy a gun, and it's not so much of a silencing, more than just talking over him for a little bit, but 14-6. A better round coming out from Heroic, a better round coming out from Freiburg as well. He's had a step up over the last few. A slow start to the game. I think was on around 5 kills not too long ago and sits top of the board at the moment for Heroic. So his experience shining through a little bit, but maybe not quite enough. As 14-6 still sits the scoreline, and Vitality are in no way under any pressure at this position of the map. They're going to go for a bit of a nade stack of their own, but well, both teams have attempted and both teams have failed that exact same nade stack. Bit of damage done onto the nade thrown in towards Monster, and well, Apex now looking for that opening pick. Oh, the timing, but the flashbang's actually very good. He's so blind, he doesn't realize Nato's next to him, and somehow he ends up with 2 kills. The problem is, the T's have still traded 2 back. It's left onto Freiburg. He's been good over the last couple of rounds, but they need him once again. The rotation now coming in from Tag with the AWP, and the smoke gonna go down onto the site, but Vitality are fading away.
Fading away indeed. They know they put so much noise and ruckus there towards the B site. The rotations have come in from Heroic. Vitality slowing the pace of this game down, expecting information plays from Heroic. Now they're seeing nothing here towards B. When are they going to push? Are they going to go for the boost towards B short? Exactly where NBK was holding for. And now they may go for the boost themselves and peer in towards the B site. Let's see if it's going to be effective though. No one playing towards barrels as of right now. His jump as well may have been heard there from Freiburg, but instead, 30 seconds remaining.
Definitely was.
Yeah, it definitely was. And as I said, 30 seconds left, and it seems like Vitality are going to double down here towards B.
Yeah, the rotation in from Blame as well, and the quick possibility for Tag to join the party is now we see that push in, but the clock really is ticking. Freiburg has the chance to do it all as he will pick up the kill. Trade back from RPK. They know they need to clear him, but they just can't. It's all down to Freiburg at the moment. He's trying to find MBK, but isn't able to connect the shots. And now MBK left into the 1 versus 2. Gonna look for the crossover, but Freiburg is just tanking it at the moment. 3 kills from him. As said, it's been a big step up over the last few rounds, and a 7th now for Heroic.
Maybe the start of a comeback here to make this one a bit more competitive. But 14-6. Such a strange situation there towards Monster. The flashbang there, Tom, between, what was it? I believe it was Apex and Native Sapphics there. Yeah. Ring around the rosters. They were both dazed by the flashbang. But if Apex would have got that kill, that could have been a very different affair. So, Vitality have the cash to buy, but it seems like they are going to be going for the save here and playing the safer option. They have 7 rounds as a buffer, so there's no reason to take that risk in force buying. You know, giving up that 14-8, ecoing, then suddenly it's 14-9. If you want the AWP as well, maybe 14-10, who knows? There's no point giving away more rounds than you need. Play the safer option and just get the W.
Okay. Freiburg starting to get in the groove a bit. We'll be down to find the opening. Heroic themselves are going to look to try and reduce the amount of damage that comes in this round. But look how quick, again, we're seeing the movement up through long. Tag definitely aware. He's going to be watching in that direction. I kind of like the use of the smoke. It's almost a fake that they're not pushing that quickly in that direction. It won't seem to matter, though, as Freiburg is just clinical as he gets a triple kill, sprays them all down, nice and clean for Heroic. Now the difference down to 6. And now it's still a lot of rounds, but either way.
Tactical timeout going to be called by Vitality in the first one at that. $5,000, well, and more up across the board for all of these players. So Alex can drop over the AWP to Zaiwu, and they can go for that full buy here into round number 25. Conversely, though, Heroic now have started to get the cash rolling on their side in terms of having the single AWP onto Tag and the double AUG set up as well for Stown and Freiburg. In terms of numbers as well, 22 frags currently for Freiburg, and he has been delivering time and time again. And these aren't just eco frags or individual kills in and of themselves. These have been spray downs, these have been multi-kills, clutches at pivotal points in the game. And so far, I'd say, what, 4 maybe? 3 at least of these rounds have all been in the back off of the back of Freiburg.
Yeah, and some of them, like, a gun, or where he has the only gun in his hands, and, like, the ridiculous rounds coming out. So, yeah, it's definitely looked like he's here to play. It's a few of the other players you have to ask questions of. That's one of them, Esatag, starting things off with that AWP. We get to see too much from it, but that was on the T side, to be fair. It's starting to come alive a little bit in this second half, and if they're going to make a comeback happen, this will be it. They'll need him to step up to the plate. Lots of damage done early on as well. Both Alex and MBK within inches of their life. With 4 players on that B site, they've actually left just Blame alone over on long.
Have indeed. Obviously, Freiburg playing rotate towards Heaven is fast towards the A site if they need him. Alex onto low HP, MBK as well, 27 at that. So it's not looking too good here for Vitality in this next buy round. But they are making their way towards the A site. Blame F, as you said, alone towards long. Freiburg now made his way towards the A site. A default, jump spotting away towards Toilet and Banana. However, Blame F, if he goes for a wide swing here, about the, 30-second mark, potential 25-second mark, he could catch players with smokes in their hands.
Step made though, but maybe that's part of the game as the flashbang comes through. How does I guess Alex must have been blinded. That's the only real explanation for not being able to connect the shot there. Clock ticking away. Sub 20 seconds as they look to try and get into this A site. Smoke going to be going down. Stown already picking up one, and while they're falling apart, Alex just trying to save the AWP, and it isn't going to happen again. Freiburg stepping up to the plate. And the 9th round now on the board, starting to get a little bit dicey for Vitality on the T side. And, oh, maybe I'm starting to realize why these games were so close previously.
It's true. Both teams having very strong CT sides. As you mentioned before, Tom Freiburg at 24 frags. ZywOo at 23, but he was, 15 to 3 or 14 to 4, only a few rounds into the first half. So he has started to taper off just a little bit. So, into this one, it will be the quasi-buy coming up for Vitality. They have the round loss bonus now stacked up a fair few times. Oh, Nate with the spam through the wall finds one. Okay. Tries to go for another one with Freiburg, but somehow ZywOo's landed a headshot. Was that jumping? I'm not sure. I don't know if we can get a replay of that one here.
Either way, they're still looking to clean things up. Flashbangs have been on point. That's Freiburg once again, and Stown closing things out. And again, we have another stat from David that this is actually Freiburg's highest fragging performance this year on this map. Previously, it was 20 versus Fnatic. So definitely a good time for him to rise up and start strutting his stuff and giving a bit of space, I believe, to other players to start coming up as well. Like, we're seeing Stown starting to get back into the game, Esatag getting a few picks along the way, and it was Blame to start things off strong. He actually hasn't had that much to do because it has been mostly B plays a lot of the time coming in from Vitality, and well, we may be seeing a lot of early presence sent to that portion of the map.
A lot indeed. B short has been a point of contention for both these teams. Alex now going for the spam back, but Blame F. I saw the wallbang. It was actually towards the playground there, towards the A half of the map. ZywOo uncharacteristic whiff there on towards the players at B. It's down at that. So players dropping one by one here, all down to Alex towards the B bomb. So he has the bomb at least, has a silver lining, but there's 4 players here. We're going to be taking him down. 14 to 11, and all of a sudden, Tom, you blink and you miss it. This game's far closer than it was just mere moments ago.
Is that 6 rounds in a row, I want to say? I'm gonna check just to make sure, but yeah, I believe it was what, like 14-5? Yeah, it is. It's 6 rounds in a row now for Heroic. So yeah, no surprise that we're going to be seeing another pause taken from Vitality as well. Just a moment to talk things over, because this is starting to slip away from them. A map that was looking almost dominant in its performance. We thought it would have been done by now. I think we can both agree on that. And, well, instead, the difference is down to 3.
And it may come down to 2. As Vitality are going to go for, I say quasi-buy. Only 3 sets of armor. But now 4, maybe even 5 as well, as ZywOo could have the money, but I think he will be saving for that AWP. So, round number 26, 14 to 11. In terms of what Vitality can do. Well, run through the Molotov is one of them. They are going to be charging up very fast here towards the A side. Maybe trying to see if they can catch Esatag's orb off guard.
Nice nade. perfectly timed. ZywOo caught it completely, and MBK also reduced to 27 once again. They're looking for that fast play to at least try and get a bomb plant, make some money, but there are already 3 players ready and waiting on this site for Heroic. Nades going backwards and forwards, but Alex has managed to bypass them. The flash from ZywOo is good. However, there's Freiburg again, looking to pad those stats further, and he will go down for it. RPK to trade things back, turn it into a 3 versus 3, but look at Stown. He's so well placed. He should be able to close this alone, and that's exactly what the youngster will do. 20 to his name as well. 12 now on the board for Heroic, but that was a much better round from Vitality. A bomb plant, they do some damage, and they get themselves what will now be a perfect buy going into the next round.
Maybe after that round as well, they may be sensing some weakness towards the A site with the ability of Alex able to get so close there with just one flashbang from ZywOo in towards the truck, catching a few of the players out of position. Either way, they're 14-12 in a big round for both of these teams. Heroic, if they claim it, they're going to force out another pistol buy, potentially from Vitality, and then he can get to that 14-14 mark. And for Vitality, they're obviously one away from at least confirming overtime. And with how close the games have been in the prior 2 times, 16-14 and 16-13, I think overtime could definitely be merited here.
And this is one of those things, though, where you always just sense that at any moment Vitality can just throw up something magical and steal a round away. We've seen a round from MBK earlier in the day, which was 3 XM kills and a double with the SG then picked up to get an ace. That could come up at any moment, and we don't even need to mention ZywOo's name in these sort of scenarios, but we know what this man can do. It's going to look like, again, some control towards Banana and the connector being taken by the T side, and it's been a fairly passive A-hold a lot of the time from Heroic. They've been happy to just allow this map control to go the way of Vitality because, in all honesty, they haven't been able to do too much with it.
2 towards A long, 1 toilets, 1 connector, and just going to be leaving Apex's time towards B. Typically, though, we've seen Apex play so aggressive outside that monster tunnel or towards the sewer tunnel there at B short. And as I said, that he does walk through it and walk straight into his demise there. That's MBK. AMF as well catching ZywOo off guard, 5 versus 3. It seems like now, Tom, the aggression coming out from Heroic has really started to find some success here as it's down to RPK and Alex, and it's looking very likely we witness that 14-13 scoreline.
Yeah, they're almost starting to dominate in return, and well, RPK, it's much of a muchness what happens in this round. The loss bonus is built up. He'll be able to buy into the next anyway, and instead, I'm just going to opt to save. He's got some extra utility to play with anyway, so it's not too much of a loss. Although I do wonder if it would have been better if he had gone down and been able to... Oh, I was going to say buy an op. He then finds one, so even better. 14-13. Of course, that's going into ZywOo's hands, and it does mean that the rest of the team are going to force up around it. That would have been the one missing piece if RPK hadn't been able to save it. 1 round the difference. Be honest, did you ever see this happening when we were sat at 14-5? No,
I thought this was going to be a quick one. I even said that, I think. I thought it was going to be 16-8, I think I said 16-7 along those lines. But obviously, pleasantly surprised. We obviously like to have the most competitive, close matchups here. Especially as typically in the early matches in the day, you know, it's the 1st seed versus the 16th seed, and the games can be just blackouts, whitewashes, and whatever adjective you want to use for that. But either way, they're usually not very good. So, rare occurrence here on the B stream. As Apex, obviously renowned for his entry fragging capabilities, and right now he has to be vintage in this play towards B as the flashbang. Oh, the Molotov, excuse me, chimes over. Star will go for the extinguish with the smoke grenade as it's angry Safek's up close with 2. But Alex, 2 for himself as well. 3 versus 2 in a massive round here for MBK and Alex to try and claim that 15th.
Yeah, but Freiburg's here. Timing doesn't work out for him. He was perfectly placed to find that kill. Instead, he's going to be sent to boost up Blame. That's the tag already picking off 1, and now they know exactly where he is. Nice shot from MBK to take him off the boost. But has he lost too much health in that one duel? Down to just 15, and Freiburg's there once again. Are we going to get a 30 bomb from Freiburg? 29-16. This man is on fire in this game. I think it's wonderful to see when a player who has hit legendary status in the past is just stepping up to the plate once again. 14-14. We have seen them come so close to taking Overpass off Vitality before. Are they finally going to be able to do it, or are they going to fall once again?
History would say Vitality take this one. So, still 24 kills for ZywOo. He's been quiet this second half.
Yeah.
Obviously, that distinct lack of additional firepower for Vitality has definitely been a difference maker here as they all group up now outside the monster tunnel. They have gone for the quasi-buys. They are playing for overtime here, Tom.
Did he have 20 in the first half?
Something close. Excuse me. It was something close to that either way. But yeah, definitely been a lot more quiet here on this T side.
There we go, though. Already NATO through the smoke, able to pick off the first, but they have gained quite a bit of ground. They've got to be a bit careful here as MBK is going to find one, Apex with another. We know how powerful the pistols from this side can be. As we sit now into a 2 versus 2, but the bomb has been dropped in an awful position. It's flown forward in towards the water, and well, now this crossfire becomes ever more deadly. BlameF seems to know, and they're going to try and make their push through Monster.
6 HP for MBK, 80 for Alex with the AUG, but no smoke grenade to be able to shroud the vision of the players from Heroic to allow Vitality to pick up the bomb. But MBK, with that Deagle, has found one headshot already, could try and make it 2. Oh, there it is. BlameF goes down. S-Attack now with the AWP in the 1 versus 2, but the bomb is in the open. This is the advantage he may have. If he whips out the pistol especially, he could definitely be claiming the clutch here as he is so close towards that B default bomb side as he comes here with the off angle towards the pillar. Alex is caught off guard by the body shot, and the Deagle is so close to be able to take down MBK, and there it is, the clutch from S-Attack.
We needed to see something come out from him. He's been quiet throughout this map so far. A few picks here and there, but that is the 1v2 clutch that saves Heroic going up against 15, and now they have the chance. 10 rounds in a row. I'm gonna say it one more time. 10 rounds in a row for Heroic. What a fantastic comeback they've had. The question is, does it now get in their head? Does it now sort of conquer them itself, just having that number on the board, or are they going to be able to take this map over the line?
30 kills as well now for Freiburg. David, our stat man, if you're watching, when was the last time Freiburg had a 30 bomb on land in a big event? That's a statistic to maybe call back upon. Maybe one we'll have to tell the viewers into the next segment. But for now, the next segment here for Vitality is grouping up as a 5 towards this A site, exactly where S-Attack wants them, directly in his scope.
Blame hear footsteps there. I think he has. He definitely knows that there's players around these angles, just wary of players being on long, but he knows that they're pre-fires and gets himself 2. Possibly the most crucial double we've seen from Heroic so far, as he gives them a 5v2. As they were so far behind, they now look to take this over the line. It's ZywOo and Alex, the 2 newest members joining this trio to try and turn this back, and left onto the man himself. It cannot be done. Heroic win 11 rounds in a row on the CT side to close out a map that I can safely say we never believed they were going to be taking. And now they head into Nuke with an